The Federation of State Beef Councils has a long history of building beef demand through an effective state and national checkoff partnership. We're pleased to have with us today Clark Price, who was recently elected as chair of the Federation for NCBA. Clark, before we begin, just tell viewers a little bit about yourself and your background in the cattle business.
Well, I grew up in central North Dakota, north of Mandan, North Dakota, I guess, along with my dad and two uncles and 6 cousins, I guess, that were on the ranch. And that was predominantly cow-calf, but we did feed our own cattle and we finished them. But since then, now it's myself, my son, my wife, and we're cow-calf operation along with the feeding operation where we typically background some calves.
Outstanding. Tell us a little bit about the Federation of State Beef Councils and its work.
Well, the Federation of State Beef Councils, is a avenue where all the states can come together, pool their dollars. I mean, when you go up and down the middle of the country where all the cattle are, that's the beef belt.
Right.
We can collaborate our dollars and we can get those to use to where the consumers are actually at.
Yes. Well, and I wanted to ask that question. So clearly, there's an incredible partnership that occurs between the Federation of State Beef Councils and the individual state beef councils. Maybe highlight some of the unique partnerships you've done over the years that have really helped to drive beef demand.
That's really what the Federation of State Beef Councils is all about. I mean, to get those collaborated dollars and then take them back out to the local state beef councils for them to use. I mean, an instance is the beef in the early years. This research we just did, not just the last year, where infants can actually benefit hugely from having beef in the early years, 6 months and older. So it's been a great partnership with the states.
There are some incredible programs, and I was so thrilled to see that because we get the taste of beef at a young age and show how it's so important to the cognitive development and physical development of kids. That's an incredible step forward for the beef industry.
And it's really, really fun to give a young child the first taste of beef, how their face lights up and their eyes open up, and it's a pretty amazing experience.
Absolutely. I love to see that. I need to ask you one other question. I love asking volunteer leaders like yourself the question of why is it so important to volunteer your time and energy and leadership to volunteer organizations like this?
I've had a passion for our industry before I can even remember when it was, but it's been kind of a passion of mine totally to be at the table. If you're not at the table, you're on the table, right? So to be at the decision-making level, I think is so much fun to be involved in.
Thank you for all the time you do commit to our industry. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Kevin.
If you want to learn more about the Federation of State Beef Councils, head to ncba.org and click on the Federation tab.